Now, instead of arguing or engaging with negative behavior, you can always consider the power of silence. Alternatively, you can approach the situation with kindness and express that you value yourself and your boundaries. One important note to consider is that it's not about disliking the person, but rather disliking the person's actions. Good morning to you, good day to you, good evening to you. Whatever time of day you are watching this, I wish you the absolute best. My name is Freed. Welcome to the Art of Being Freed. This is a show that focuses on growth, mindset, development for creators and creatives. On today's show, we are going to talk about how to remove negative people out of your life. A lot of people who are in your life that may be negative, you're around them consistently. That's how you know that they're negative. We're going to cover 3 different ways that you can cut negative people out of your life. This video is going to be for people who are empaths. And an empath is someone who is connected, like they're divinely connected, like they feel the energy of other people. So it might not be as easy for you to go and cut somebody off as a professional or as someone who is seeking to live life on a lighter side. You want to not burn bridges, but you also want to let it be known that you will not tolerate any negativity in your life. The first way to cut off a negative person or even a negative influence is to set boundaries and stick to them. It's going to be very important that you communicate your boundaries clearly and respectfully. And the way that you do that is you let people know, people who are being negative or manipulative in your life, let them know that those behaviors are not acceptable. And don't be afraid to enforce those boundaries. You can let someone know that what they're saying is something that you dislike, but that doesn't mean that you dislike that person. It's typically the action that is going to be offensive versus the actual person. I had to check someone recently because they were being a way that wasn't to my favor, wasn't to my liking, and they were very apologetic. A lot of times people don't even know that they're being negative or that they're being manipulative or saying things. Sometimes they do know, but sometimes it's like a thing that they're not aware of. They're not cognizant of the fact that they are being that way. So there's a lot that goes into being a negative person, whether it's being manipulative, being toxic in a way, maybe gaslighting, making you feel like you can't do anything without that particular person. Like when you set boundaries and you let it be known, like, hey, these are the boundaries that I'm setting. This is the line that can't be crossed. If you cross this line, we have to have a conversation. Okay, you've crossed this line many times. One thing you want to avoid happening is letting different instances of negativity between you and whoever else build up to a point to where when you do have to check that person, you're using a lot of passion and emotion into it. That's something that you want to avoid totally, because then you're going to regret the words that you say later. So set your boundaries and stick to them and communicate these boundaries clearly and respectfully. The second way to cut a negative person out of your life is to practice the art of letting go. Now, I mentioned before that silence can be the best option because you don't want to engage in negative energy in any way. You don't want to reciprocate negative energy either. If you're not someone that talks trash or whatever, like, don't reciprocate that energy because it's going to make you stoop to that level. And silence can make someone else feel awkward and kind of look silly in the long run because you're not engaging in that behavior. And sometimes we have to let people who are holding us back or draining our energy, we have to let them go. And one way to do that is to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. You are typically going to become the average of the 5 people that you hang around. So when you get around positive people and positive energy and you're really about that and they're really about that, it's going to weed out the negative energy people because they're going to display traits of a toxic person, like being manipulative, like saying little things here and there that will confuse you or throw you off, like, oh, I didn't know you were like that. I thought you were like this. People will reveal their true selves over time. If you're on this high frequency and you're really seeking to avoid negative energy in every way by living at your highest self or to your highest potential, you're going to attract people who maybe wish they were like that. They're working on it. they're not there yet, they're going to do their best to get in your head and plant seeds of doubt and negativity. So it's best to let those people go. Silence is typically the best option. They'll get it, especially if you've communicated your boundaries like, hey, this is not what I'm about, but they keep doing their best to attempt to plant seeds of doubt and failure in your mind. Cut them off completely. Stop talking to them, okay? And surround yourself with more positive influences. Get so busy making yourself better that you don't even have time to acknowledge or address that negative person. So it's not like you're going completely silent. You're going silent by participating in positive activities that are going to move you forward. Before we get to the third way to cut people off, share this video with other people who may be having issues cutting negative people off. Negative people is just a part of life. You're going to run into someone who is negative or bringing you negative energy, maybe pessimistic energy, right? Like people that you're around, if you're telling your goals to them and their reaction is negative, oh, why are you doing that? We don't do this. Like those are people that you can't have in your life, especially if you're looking to advance in your life. You have to surround yourself with people who are going to support you. A lot of times people who support you, they don't really know you that well, but maybe they are looking to advance as well. As you build yourself, you're going to attract like minds. Share this video with people who can use that energy to begin the process of cutting people off that are negative. It is a process. It's not something you can just do. And if you can, shout out to you. It's a very difficult thing to do at times because oftentimes it's people who, we're most close to. So the third way to cut negative people out of your life is to focus on your own growth and well-being. When you prioritize your own personal growth, you'll naturally attract more positive people into your life, more positive energy into your life. You want to invest in your own happiness and success, and the negative people, they'll naturally fade away over time. One of my mentors used to always say, I'll see you at the top. And that's what you want to focus on. Now, the top isn't anybody else's perspective, but your own. So whatever your version of the top is, strive to achieve that goal. And those people, they will still likely be in your life in some way, but you can love those people from a distance. You don't have to include and involve everyone in your life and everyone in your goals and your plans. One of my favorite quotes from Napoleon Hill is, tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it. You can go out there and do what you need to do without involving other people. And what's going to happen is they're going to see how far you've come and they'll understand that, okay, this person's playing the game at a different level. Sometimes people grow apart. That's why it is important to practice the art of letting go. You don't have to cut people off completely for good, but you do need to have a season that's focused on your own personal growth. And then you can come back and you're at such a high level that your energy that you built is impenetrable. Whatever negativity that people are trying to throw at you, it's just not going to work because you've already built yourself up. You focused on your own growth and well-being to a point to where it's difficult to get to you because your energy is just way too hard to break through because you spend so much time developing your own self in the best possible way. It is very difficult to do this, but just remember the discipline it takes to cut people out of your life. It's a process. Again, you can cut people off right away, but understand a lot of times it's going to be people who are close to you, and it's going to take maturity and communication and really communicating your values and your boundaries to people in a respectful manner. That's what's going to allow you to let people go in a way that's not going to damage the relationship completely. You might hurt feelings here and there, but your own personal growth is going to allow everyone in the situation be better because you are focusing on becoming a better person versus, hey, I'm gonna cut you off and then I'm gonna go be negative to other people. If you're watching this video, you're seeking to become a better version of yourself, and a part of that entails letting people go who are trying to hold you down or keep you there with them. The goal is to get to that best version of yourself and then come back and teach other people how to be the best version of themselves. And often it's going to require you to lead by example. They're going to see you doing your thing, and then you're going to be able to come out and not even have to engage with that person because they see what you're doing. You're inspiring other people around you who may have been at a low point in their lives. So this is Freed with the Art of Being Freed. I appreciate you coming through and checking this video out. 3 ways to cut negative people out of your life completely. This video is sponsored by callcentertv.com. You can find all the latest merch and art on callcenter freedlearnertv.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Freed Podcast. We are dropping growth mindset videos every single day. Check out this playlist that's going to pop up at the end of this video with season 1 of The Art of Being Freed. You can go back. We got 35 episodes there. Get an idea and a feeling for the type of vibe that we're dropping. And then you can also watch this other video that's going to be recommended to you as well. Until next week, this is Freed with The Art of Being Freed. Peace.